Record. Okay. So
This you can restart since you are just recording back. You can restart,
so
please,
that
so I'm able to get it right.
yes, I understand. So plus or minus, when it comes to knitting, you want to knit your work, then you have to start any code you're writing should be in this sign. This. Everything should be within this. Starting with the three, is it what did I call it? Apostrophe, is it apostrophe or what? Quotation mark, the triple quotation mark, starting with it, in brackets, your R, close it, three quotation mark. Anything you are putting inside will run. If you not put anything inside, anything you're not put, if you're not using it, it will not run. Now, look at what we have here. If I remove this now, they're gone. So now let's see. So I have three libraries: stats, table extra, and ggplot. Let me run it. If I run it now, boom, there's no error. Okay. And also, there's something you'll be checking at this junction. We have a section, we have plots, we have a section, we have help, view, connections, and plots. So the next thing is, I need a seed. Set.seed. The function of set.seed is whenever you're running anything on random number, if you set a seed, if you now rerun it again, that's possible or output or that possible value that you got initially should still maintain, will still be maintained. That's why you're setting a seed. Okay, good. Now, at this point, this is now family of statistics. Now we're trying to do two things now. We're running a code, which is family of statistics in Positron. So I have a statement hypothesis that H0 versus H1. Are we good? Okay, people that are familiar with statistics, this is like a commenting. I can also remove it, no problem. So I want a sample size of 5. Sample size of 5. So what did I do? I said, out of my simulation, one, is it 100,000 simulation? I want n to be 5. I run this. What's happening? Check what is inside. What is actually inside is, aside the sample, I have n1, I have a mean 1 and mean 2. I wrote a code for loop for data 1 and data 2. I will explain. Sorry. Then I compute for the mean value for the data 1 and data 2. Then aside that, in that same chunk, I plotted an histogram. I said, okay, I did mean 1 and mean 2, difference of the difference of the mean 1 and mean 2, and I plotted the histogram to see whether there's a deviation, whether there's a skewness or symmetry. I said, let the color of the histogram be red. I titled the histogram with mean as histogram of the mean difference of n equal to 5. I also compute for the mean difference. I compute the mean difference. I also do standard deviation. Aside that, I compute for the t-test of that two data. Independent t-test when we have equal variances. I also did independent t-test when we have unequal variances. Then lastly, I perform a weak cousin rank sum test. Now, pardon me, this is statistics. Now, plus or minus, I put it to your table. If you want to be an ideal data scientist, statistics learning is one market you must buy before you go to machine learning. Without SL, ML will be somehow, because the whole family of data science means that I'm strong in statistics learning, I'm strong in machine learning, I'm strong in deep learning, then family of IoT if I'm going extensively. But ideally, those three basics, sorry I use the word basic, those three unique stack, statistics learning, SL, machine learning, ML, and deep learning, DL, are very key. So I'm using a statistics learning example on my positron here. So when I run this whole shenanigan, look at what we're having. Now the output came out. There's no issue here. After running, it's giving me, okay, these are the things you run, and these are your results. Let's see what we have. These are your results. The weak causing is giving me minus 1 point whatever and 1.2. For the two sample t-test, it's giving me t value, the t-test, the degree of freedom, and the p-value. Now, if I start doing what they call storytelling for interpretation on this now, there should not be a problem. Okay? The range test I mentioned, that's it, and the likes. But the histogram I say should plot came out here. The histogram came out. Have you seen the histogram? It came out there. So, plus or minus, okay, this is histogram. Good. This is just one chunk. A chunk is between that triple quotation. Anything inside the triple is a chunk. This is a chunk now. A chunk of code. Let's use the word chunk of code. Now let me close this back. I think I've gone. Okay. Come in. Okay. Come in. I'm trying to see where I got it wrong. Okay. Let me drag this back here. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. I'm trying to see. Let me go up. Good. Okay, I'm back. Okay, good. So the chunk of code for this part, that's it. Let me go back. I think that's all I have there. Actually, I have two chunks. The first chunk is the library. The second chunk is this t-test and its visualization and reads. Okay, now, if I want this to be in a doc file or whatever the case is, let me knit it. So what will I do? The title is called data analysis. Let me call it statistical data analysis. Data analysis. I'll do Control A if possible or not. Then look at this place. This box that's called preview. Preview. If I click on it, it's knitting. Look at it. Check your console. It's knitting. It's knitting. Okay. Once it's complete 100%, that shows I'm getting a result. But if not complete 100%, well, it's complete 100%. Good. Knit. So at this junction, it will show here a doc file. Good. Is even an HTML file this time around? Have you seen it now? Okay. Now, this is what we're having. Sorry for that. Okay. Now, this is my code. The library is there. Okay. Now, check this statement hypothesis, check the histogram, and also check my results. Now, I want to say something. The reason why okay, let me see, 2 minutes. Okay, good. Now, the reason why the code for the simulation I did was not showing, but the code for library was showing because there's something called echo. If you say echo to be false, your code will not show. if you don't put echo, if you don't write anything, by default, echo is true. The code will show. So that's family of Markdown. But this one is under Quarto. Do you understand? Quarto is a new Markdown concept in R. Or let me use the word in POSIT. Okay? So this is all about R, and there's more to it about R. Okay? So if I want an extension, now anybody that just downloaded his own Positron, if you go to File and go to New File, that person will not be able to see Quarto. That person will not see Quarto document or Quarto project. So what that person will do is, once you downloaded your Positron, I already showed you how to convert, how to change your themes to different colors, your whatever. I'm using Positron Dark. I like it. Okay. So, but if you want to add extension to it, what will you do? Stylishly, go to this is the extension, click on this place, then come to this search box and type Quarto. Okay, Quarto. Okay, click on this. Now, mine is already installed. That's why it's telling me I can disable. If I'm not disabling, at this point here, I will have install. Once you install it, it will be in your Positron. So just the way Visual Studio works, if you are familiar with Visual Studio very well, many people use Visual Studio to write HTML, CSS, and JavaScript family. They don't use it for data science family. But if you're the time I'll be using Visual Studio for data science, writing R code, or writing Python code, or Java code, or MATLAB code, at that junction, this should not be a problem. But that's why we are here. That's why we're trying to move around and navigate to see how interesting it is. There's a whole lot of stuff to do when it comes to Positron. Now, Positron is new. You got it? Fine. But the question on ground is, what and what can we achieve? We've achieved one thing now, which is navigating, trying to do a basic data wrangling, and also Quarto to see how it goes. Are we good? So then, in tomorrow workshop, if I'm not mistaken, we're writing a Python code, and whatever code I'm having, I will explain it in detail. Fine. Many of us might understand this Python code because we write machine learning codes, both the backend and front end. But I'm using Positron. Are we good? So I'm going to write machine learning code for implementing an ML algorithm and saving it using Pickle, then, or saving it using the joblib library. After that, I will now create a GUI using a TK inter library, then now connect, then whatever the case is, just like what you saw here. This is what you'll be expecting tomorrow. This is the data sets. This is the back end. That's the back end is your machine learning algorithms, whatever the case is. The front end is your TK inter and the likes. Then when we're done with this whole stuff, then I later has an artifact, a GUI, an interface, whereby I can key in my value, write some set of value, then click on predict. When I click on predict, you give me a predicted value for sales and give you a chart also. So these are, is to give me a predicted value of sales, then to give me a chart. And thank you all. Okay, everyone. At this junction,
All right, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. I think you are taking the recording of all this so you can share with me for our conversation. So we're done. Is the class headed now?
Yes, sir. Today.
Okay, we're done.